Hey, welcome back, guys. I don't know what I'm going to be doing today in the Falcon, but I've got a solid 6 hours time to get into it. My son, I spent all day in the house yesterday on a Saturday because my son didn't go to soccer, and he kept telling me to go outside in the shed. So I've pretty much conditioned him to for him to want to be inside by himself a lot, which is it's okay. He's growing up. He's got plenty of friends and he's going well at school, so nothing for me to be worried about. So yeah, I've just gone to Bunnings, bought some more Flex, 2 tubes this time, and the car needs a lot of seam sealing. You can see where I've previously done it in here. Yeah, it's really good. I could probably, I could actually pop these doors off and epoxy them because it's up around 20 degrees today. I could do the floor in there. Yeah, there's plenty of work to do. I was going to start on the bodywork. I was going to make a start on the bodywork and go to Gosford to Melmotive and pick up some of the bodywork products like the splines they use for doing the panels and that. But I'm not really at that stage yet. I'd like to be, but I spent all day yesterday stuffing around the I got this new Holtec ECU for the Escort, Holtec Elite 1500, and I need to get it set up to run the car, and I've had it sitting in my unit for probably a couple of weeks and more now. So I thought I'd make a start on it yesterday, and one of my mates is a computer programmer, so he helped me with the basically got the existing ECU that's in the car now, the ME221, and he's transferred a lot of the settings, the map, to tune that, transferred that from one ECU to the other. So then I just went through the wiring diagram and just adapting the wiring to suit the car, which is pretty straightforward. It's just time consuming. Everything wiring is. This car's gonna be a lot easier. I'm looking forward to it actually. But yeah, so I'll make a start on it now and see how I'll go. So what I think I'll do to get the doors off, I'll just undo these. I'll have to make little reference sort of holes to know where to put it back on, because yeah, that pain in the ass trying to get them spot on. At some point I want to get this car, lower it down on the stands and just see how it sits, because it might flex a bit and this could change a little bit. Not something I'm really worried about. But another thing I forgot to mention, I just went into town when I was going to Bunnings to get more Flex, and I just happened to on the highway I run into a Falcon coupe, an XC. I know the fella, I know of him. I run into him at Super Cheap Auto. I had the Escort there and the bonnet up. Putting water in the radiator, it was leaking bad at that point. And yeah, this fella, he's nice dude. He's got this XC hardtop metallic blue, beautiful car. It's actually an XA, he reckons. He put an XC front end on it, but he lives just up probably about 5 kilometres from here, up on the hill. Doesn't take it out very often, but yeah, it's heaps nice. Yeah, so the last video I put up, what I do, I get this music I play in the background that doesn't get a copyright claim, but in one clip of the upload, it went from the safe music over to, I think it was like an 80s song or something, and boom, copyright claim, just like that. I'm like, you're joking. So I can easily get on YouTube Studio and modify it. You get little segments of the video and you take it out or you mute it, and then it's all good. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I had no intentions of playing copyright music. But another bonus, I've realised, one of my friends, he used to live with me for a few years, and absolute legend of a fella. He used to work together and that. He's since moved to Melbourne, and he's done a university degree, and he's now a music teacher. But on the side, he's a blues guitarist, and he's pretty popular in the scene. But I hit him up if I could play his music in the background, and he said no problems at all. But he's really talented. He used to spend hours, when I was living with him, he used to spend hours after work. He had an ordinary labouring job working the chicken farm, and then when he came home from work, he'd go off in the shed, this old shed that we had, and he used to spend hours and hours playing his guitar. Had his roll-your-owns, had his long necks, the beer, and yeah, he just spent hours and playing, and it's paying off now. He's yeah, repetition is the mother of skill, and that's certainly come to play with him. But yeah, here's a quick clip of him playing his guitar.
You're rolling man, all the love you need. Rolling man.
Just waiting on the epoxy to become dry enough so I can put the doors back on the car. I've been looking on eBay for at those sandblasting cabinets. So I worked in a foundry, and we had this area we called the dress shop, and I was like leading hand there, and all the castings, you put them through these machines and different sandblasting machines. So you shot blast the castings, and they look heaps better. It makes them look pretty, but I haven't got access to all those sort of equipment anymore. So I'll look at those sandblasting cabinets, and I'll look at on Facebook Marketplace, and looking on Google and eBay, and there's a couple for sale in town. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having one so I could do things like these, suspension components, engine components, like, you know, rocker covers, you know, heaps of different things you can use them for. But yeah, I think it's something that it's pretty handy when it comes to restoring cars. What's my mate Sam Buckley's name is. He had a Holden, or he's got this Holden Trainer GTR LJ, and he bought it back in the 90s, and I gave it a coat of some sort of orange acrylic paint, and he showed me photos of it the other day, and it's still up at his grandma's farm up South Coast. Yeah, it's still got the same paint I put on it. But yeah, he wants to restore it. Just driven it for like probably close to 20 years now. Gave it a hit of epoxy. I could have filmed it, but I was running out of time, as usual. When it comes to painting, it's very time consuming. So I've got paint stripping disc. I used that to take the surface rust off, and then I used rust converter and just smeared it all over it, left it like for an hour, and then all the rust just turned to that blacky purpley colour. Then I used wax and grease remover, terps, and just, yeah, roughed it up, and yeah, went over it 3 times. Yeah, it's come out really good. You can see the damage here. Side swipe right across here, across there, and there's a real bab on it. Used to go across here, and the old door had a big gouge in it right across. So yeah, but looking at the beautiful curves of this car, it's just amazing how it goes along and then goes in, bows into the door that goes out. Still retains this really good shape, which is good. So what I'll do now, I think the time has come. I'm going to drop. Beauty of this rotisserie, you got a lot of things you can do, so I can drop it down with this hydraulic ram, get it down as far as I can go, see how low it is, and then I can just take this pin out and undo a couple of these grub screws, and just, yeah, drop the car down, and it'll put on stands and see how it looks. So I've got the key, the Allen key right on there. Undo these off, slacken them off. Well, I won't undo these to start with. I didn't put all of the grab screws in, just didn't need it. So right, I'll start lowering it down. So I do it in stages, you don't just let it down in one hit. Lock that in. Because yeah, it's actually it's flexing the car that little bit. I might just put the camera down actually. So the rams are down as far as they can go. The car's sitting relatively low, but I reckon I'm gonna have to start jigging around with this thing. It's a fair bit of work, believe it or not, to get it up again. Not so much with the hydraulic rams, but with these, I need like an attachment on it where you can just use a drill and get it happening quicker. So it's on stands now. That stands back as far as it'll go without going like into the bow where the chassis rod goes. The idea of this is to pull this, all of the bottom of this rotisserie is telescopic, so I just got to undo a grub screw down there, pull this back a bit, and that'll be enough room to put my bonnet on. So I've fitted the bonnet on. The idea was put the car on stands, pull this rotisserie forward a bit, and the telescopic base allow that, and then that'll give me enough room to fit the bonnet on. So upon look at the bonnet, I can't get it back far enough. It needs the hinges, so I could do that another day, but the gaps are perfect. I'm really lucky there. That's got to come over a bit. That's not a problem. Either that or just the whole bonnet goes over that way, but I can worry about that later. But I've just been looking at the gaps, and this gap here, nothing's changed actually with the gaps. It shouldn't anyway, like it's welded up probably, but the bottom of this guard, it needs to come back that way a little bit. This door, it's spot on, it's good. And just looking at this other side, and I'll use a bit of tissue there to keep it in place, but you can see there the gaps are great, nothing's changed. Here I need to muck around this a little bit, like, you know, just dress the back, put welds in it, muck around it. I don't want to use filler for the edges because they can just break off. But yeah, love the curves of this car, it's amazing. Yeah, it's gonna be unreal when she's done. So one of the crucial parts of where I'm at now before you start the body work is making sure you get the gaps right. So saying that, I needed to get a boot seal, door seals, and that way you can, you know, when the doors are closed, boots closed, everything's tight, you can get an idea about where everything sits. So rather than just go out and buy a boot seal and door seals and then buy the rest later, I just blew my budget out and bought this full Rare Spares kit. So I've got heaps. Being a full kit, you've got a lot of the stuff you need. Yeah, it's just amazing. What the kill is for me, I'm trying to finish off the Escort because I got to race it. Oh, about 2 months' time, I want to go to Gunnedah and race my car with my mates. And yeah, I've had to spend a bit of money on the Escort, and this Falcon, it hasn't cost me a lot of money apart from buying it initially, but I had to buy this. So many bits and pieces in here. Got a list here. You can see them. Look on eBay or the Rare Spare site. Some of the rubbers mightn't be that good. Well, these ones here, they go on the doors. I don't know, worry about it later, but all I need out of this is a door seal, boot seal, and then I can see where everything sits in. But it's funny, you know, like, well, 3 years ago when the Escort got caught in the shed fire, the car was like this, sitting on stands, the same epoxy primer, and I was checking the gaps. Actually, I'll put a little clip of that up actually, just to something to reflect on for me. But I might wrap it up for this video. It's not as there probably isn't as much value on this video as others I've put up, but I'm just putting it up. This is how it is sometimes. You could spend a full day in the car and it doesn't seem like you're making much progress, but it's just one of those things, you know. So yeah, wrap it up for this video, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Trying to get all these panels to line up at a proper gap, and it has not been easy because these front guards have been removed and then put back on. As much as I try, it's really difficult to get everything to line up, but I think it's pretty good. It's a pretty even gap all the way around. It's a bit close there, but I'll live with that. It's got a bit of a gap there, but I've got to bog this up anyway, so it'll close up a little bit. That there's going to need bog. Gap there. It's pretty much even all the way around. Yeah, shitload of work, tell you what. It's definitely testing my patience. Hopefully I can get it really straight. It's looking pretty straight already, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just time consuming.